Hello everyone, welcome to Shaker's History Optional classes. Ashoka the Great is very important personality for history optional. Particularly his Dhamma and his principles are very important. Let us see what are the core principles of Ashoka Dhamma. These are the four fundamental aspects of his policy. First one is ahimsa. He emphasized on ahimsa, non-violence. It is very important given the context of 3rd century BCE. This is 268 BCE to 232 BC is considered as the time period of Ashoka rule. In his early career, he even fought Kalinga War, but he has seen immense loss of life, the death and the suffering of the people. It was also the period when principal philosophies like Buddhism, Jainism were becoming common, popular in Indian subcontinent. It influenced, that development influenced him. As a state policy, he started promoting ahimsa. And it is very important given the timeline of his period. Because during this time period only, people like Alexander the Great who wanted to conquer the world. Violence is one of the very common of those times, and ahead of his times, he was promoting ahimsa as a state policy, as a principle, as a philosophy of religion. Buddhism, Jainism are promoting, but he is promoting it as policy, as part of state policy. That is very important development, because even today, United Nations promoting ahimsa only. Almost all nations are promoting this only. That's why he became Ashoka the Great. Next one, religious tolerance and pluralism. In those times, Brahmanical tradition was there, Buddhism was there, Jainism was there, Ajivaka was there. So many such kind of ideologies were there. People were debating, arguing, sometimes violently attacking in rare cases. But as a state policy, he started highlighting that all religions are telling the same truth. One should not fight over the religious differences. People should accept other ideologies also. And he highlighted that if you disrespect others' ideology, that means you yourself disrespecting yourself and your own ideology. Because no religion is saying that to disrespect other religions. In that way, he tried to promote religious tolerance and pluralism. Because when you are ruling a country, all people need not to think in the same way, need not to follow the same religion, need not to follow the same language. That is why this philosophy has become one of the foundation bedrock of his Dhamma, and even today also our constitution also highlights this fact. You see, more than 2000 years ago he followed these principles, and even today also our principles are these things only. Next, moral and ethical conduct. He highlighted the fact that people should live according to moral and ethical conduct, so that it gives happiness to themselves and also it will not create a trouble for others also. That's what he says, to respect the parents, to respect the elders, to respect the knowledgeable people, everyone. Moral and ethical conduct, honesty, integrity, these are the principles he tried to promote. And today we have UPSC ethics paper also, it talks about the same thing. Next one, welfare for all. This is very important. In today's context, governments are bringing so many schemes. We are calling welfare policies. In those times itself, he was following this welfare approach. His way of thinking about governance was, government is not to exploit the people, it is to think about welfare of every section of the society. He created hospitals and he created roads and he promoted welfare for all sections of the people, irrespective of religion, language, tribe, ethnicity, culture. And if you want to rule such a diverse society, you have to follow non-violence. If there is continuous violence, people cannot peacefully focus on their work and they cannot develop. That's why the countries which are peaceful today, they are growing. And the countries which are always having some issues with violence, like terrorism or secessionism or some other conflicts, those societies are not growing today. Which are having peaceful atmosphere, they are growing. That is why whatever policies which today's nations are following, he followed them long ago. That's why he was called Ashoka the Great. These are the core principles of Ashoka Dhamma. Very important for UPSC mains perspective for history optional. Thank you.